The extraordinary admission coming from none other than Al Jazeera, which is the Qatari-financed broadcasting company that is unapologetically pro-Iranian, pro-political Islam, has a very anti-Israel, anti-American track record, and even they are admitting that this war is being decisively won by American and Israeli forces. Remember, the key calculus here is that we are increasing while they are decreasing, right? Every hour they get weaker, every hour we get stronger, which means we get to pound them all the more severely. So this is a compounded asymmetry here. The weaker the regime's forces get through our relentless bombing campaign, the more relentless U.S. and Israeli forces can be. So as we talked about earlier, the leadership structure of the regime, they've been completely and absolutely decimated. We're talking the supreme leader, the IRGC commander, the defense minister, the chief of staff, the IRGC aerospace chief, the senior security advisor, the heads of Iran's nuclear weapons research organization. The IDF, in addition, confirmed 15 total senior leaders of the Axis of Resistance killed in the opening days of this war, including Hezbollah's leaders and Hamas commanders, effectively gutting the entire regional command architecture Tehran's built over 4 decades. By today, day 18, U.S. and Israeli forces have struck over 5,500 targets across Iran, leaving Khamenei's untested son Mojtaba as nominal successor. Reportedly, he's bunker-bound and possibly wounded, maybe even in a coma. He's presiding, ironically, over a headless, decentralized IRGC running on autopilot rather than strategic command. At the same time, the paramilitary outposts of the Basij, who are effectively the domestic police wing of the IRGC, they're being wiped out, both in terms of their checkpoints that are stationed throughout Tehran's streets and other Iranian cities, as well as their bases. And now we're beginning to see some diplomatic moves on the part of the regime. Their foreign minister over the weekend, he basically said that Iran would be willing to give up the 440 kilos of 60% enriched uranium that they were so stubborn about in the negotiations. But he said it's irrelevant now because it's all buried under rubble at bombed nuclear sites. It's totally inaccessible. Regardless, it was clearly a white flag. They're beginning to surrender. The question is only how much are they willing to surrender? Trump has called for unconditional surrender, which is, it means they're totally defeated. They have to be completely defanged, and I don't see how the regime stays in place since their 47-year rule was always predicated on the ability to project power both at home and abroad. And so it's no coincidence that we're getting word of mass defections among Revolutionary Guard troops. Iran International was reporting cracks inside Iran's own security forces, and the picture's pretty damning. Members of the Special Units Command just received notice this past Friday that salary payments were going to be delayed. That's for the 3rd time this year. And when the paychecks didn't come, some personnel reportedly just simply refused to show up to pro-government rallies and public deployments, triggered disruptions in several major cities across the country. And it doesn't stop there. Retired military personnel and active duty army members have now gone 2 straight months without pay. And now, behind the scenes, a serious blame game is basically breaking out. Senior commanders are pointing fingers directly at the IRGC, accusing the Revolutionary Guard of deliberately exploiting the financial crisis to starve the regular police and security forces of funds, all the while quietly paying themselves and their buddies. So the picture that's emerging is one of an Islamic Republic under severe internal strain, underpaid, demoralized, and increasingly fractured between competing power centers, fighting over a shrinking pile of resources, even as U.S. and Israeli bombs continue to fall. And now we're getting word that there is indeed a pro-American plant inside the highest command leadership in the IRGC. There are reports of a pro-Western IRGC general already in relationship with the CIA and Mossad who could step up and lead an internal revolution at the moment of maximum IRGC weakness. Here's Doron Kempel, former deputy commander of Israel's Sayeret Matkal and CEO of Bond International.
This strategy of a revolution would mean, A, we need to make sure that we demolish all the military infrastructure. All along, we're preparing a friendly general who's probably already in relationship with the Mossad or the CIA. And at the right time, when we have demolished the military infrastructure, and when we feel that the IRGC has been weakened sufficiently, this general basically steps up and leads the uprising. I don't have inside information. I don't know where we stand relative to that step, but it's probably a matter of a few weeks.